It's an all too well-known nuisance for transit riders, pigeons. They're dirty and they cause track delays, and TransLink has tried all kinds of things to get rid of them, including bringing in falcons, installing nets and spikes. But now TransLink is trying something new. You could call it Birdie birth control.
So this is an automatic feeder for pigeons. It actually is going to be dispensing birth control twice a day. It will come up. This is a solar panel system and a mechanized feeder here. And so it will dispense, right now it's dispensing cracked corn to draw the pigeons in as a bait. But the oval control product itself is like birth control. And as long as they eat 5 grams of it a day, they're going to be unable to fertilize their eggs.
Now, Dr. Dubois says the birds will otherwise be unaffected and says the product is safe for other animals and local water systems. And TransLink says they'll be monitoring pigeon populations over the next 2 years.
It's something that other transit agencies have used around the world. Other neighborhoods around the world have used with quite some success.
She says some markets saw pigeon numbers decline within a year. But there's one thing that could make the pigeon problem harder to solve.
Yes, at some of our stations, people have been feeding the birds. Pigeons in our system cause delays. They set off the track intrusion alarm and force our trains to stop.
Meanwhile, posts online have been claiming someone is deliberately feeding birds en masse near Commercial Broadway SkyTrain station. We went to take a look for ourselves. Oh yeah, looks like something's going on over here. Looks like sunflower seeds over here. Some kind of other bird feed over here. And it looks like there's another hot spot this way. Well, and it just keeps continuing. Now, a local pest control expert says pigeons aren't just a problem for transit users. Randy Bileski says he gets calls from businesses and homeowners about the birds and says you can actually copy some of TransLink's pigeon prevention methods at home.
So here's an example of spikes that we use. They're plastic. They're not that sharp, but the birds just can't land on it. There's a couple other ways. You can put up mesh or a net that just stops them from coming in. And then there's also wire, which we put on the sides of the buildings or where they're landing. And there's little spikes, and it raises them up so that the birds just don't like landing on that because they can't balance properly.
He says adding decoy predators like plastic owls might help, but if you're feeding them, expect them to stick around. In Vancouver, David Zura, City News.